What's up, guys?
Welcome back
to Ballin' with the Boys.
Today we are talking about the XFL and a Week 2 recap of it.
Yeah, man, honestly, that first game on Thursday with the Seattle Sea Dragons and the Battlehawks, man, AJ McCarron was killing it with the Battlehawks.
I mean, I don't know if I could say killing it. That fourth quarter, I definitely agree he was killing it, but they definitely got off to a rough start, and the O-line was not looking good that game.
Probably not, but I mean, come on. Second game in the week. Dude probably hasn't played for a while, but he's led the Battlehawks to a 2-0 start, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's completely fair. I think McCarron is looking really good in the XFL, but on the other side of the ball, I think Danucci is looking good in the XFL as well. I mean, he's doing pretty good on the other side for the Sea Dragons in that game.
For sure. But one thing I want to say about McCarron is he's the XFL comeback kid in that game, man.
Yeah, definitely. I see what you're talking about there. Second week in a row, he's came back like that and
Definitely
helped his team to the win. So
yeah, I understand that. One side note I got about AJ McCarron though, that The Rock, I believe, either posted or tweeted. He said that AJ McCarron turned down an NFL contract just so he can start in the XFL. Like, dude, that was like $1 million contract to sit on the bench, but he was like, nah, I want to play, actually, and I'm tired of riding the bench.
yeah, I mean, I think one of the main factors for that, he said, was his kids, because he said one of his kids likes to watch YouTube clips of him playing football when he was younger, so he decided, he could go to the NFL, he could make that big amount of money and sit on a bench. And just have his kids there at the game watching him with a book in his hand, or he could actually be out there on the field. And so I mean, he chose to go that route, which, don't get me wrong, I mean, that's a super great story, that's super cool, but I don't know how many other players would be willing to do that.
Well, you also got to think about how long he's been in the league, in the NFL, and then just riding the bench for so long, and now you get a starting opportunity. I mean, I would definitely probably take that with my age being, well, if I was his age, I'd probably take that opportunity. Like, you don't know how much more fuel you got left in the tank. So
gotta use it while you can.
Yeah. One thing I did notice in the game though with the Battlehawks is their kicker was on and off that game.
Yeah, he looked a little shoddy. I think that if he wouldn't have been, that game would have went a lot smoother for him. He missed, I think, 2 field goals or so in that game.
Luckily, he hit that game winner, though.
Yeah.
Next game, man, we got the DC Defenders and the Vipers. What you think about that game?
Yeah, man, the Vipers look rather terrible.
In the beginning, dude, they were doing good. Their defense looked great, but
yeah, their aggressive style, I feel like, always takes the team by surprise. Their opponent by surprise in that first quarter or so when they're playing. They're trying to get used to them, and then eventually, I think the defenders actually got used to that play style, and they started breaking through because we seen their run game start to flourish at that.
The defenders' run game?
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I got that in my notes, actually, that their run game was, unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, Abraham Smith, the running back, it seems like the lead guy for him so far as of week 2 goes. He was killing it in that game. I mean, Tamu's legs, the quarterback who
I also got
started
him in
the
here.
Game,
yeah.
His legs are killing it.
Dude,
not
he is
so
a quarterback
much.
that's not scared to take a hit.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely he's willing to take that hit for the team when he needs to, but at the end of the day, he actually got benched by halftime in that game, and they put in
seen that.
King.
Yeah, and then King, he was also taken off, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, King used his legs as well a lot. I think there was a little bit more consistent play with King, however, as far as his passing went as well.
There was a lot of give and go, if you know what I mean. Like, either you're going to give it to the running back or you're going to keep it and go, that I've seen him do most of the plays. I believe he did have a touchdown pass. But one thing in this game that really caught my eye, dude, did you see in the beginning kickoff of what happened?
Maybe. I don't believe so, though.
So in the beginning, there was a kicking violation. It didn't make it to the 20-yard line. Now I'm sorry, but you got just you back there and just to kick a ball and don't get it to the 20-yard line. But now it's a 15-yard penalty from where the ball was kicked. So the Vipers got to start from where the ball was kicked plus the 15 yards.
Wow.
So I thought that was crazy in my eye because, like, you will never see that in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely crazy. And that was at the very beginning of the game, you said?
Yeah, it was, I believe, the opening kickoff.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, as that game progressed, it kind of just got worse and worse for the Vegas Vipers. It also got bad for one of the cameramen at one point. I was looking over a couple of the highlights, and there was one run play that broke out in the end of the fourth quarter, and this referee was just backpedaling.
I think I
and
seen
he
that.
ran right over that cameraman.
I don't even think that referee went and checked on him.
No, he didn't.
Cameraman,
Yeah.
I hope you're okay. We care about you.
And referee, that was rude, dude.
Watch where you're going next time. Next game, I gotta, be a little hype about this one. I told you in the beginning, I'm taking the Brahma Bulls. They took the dub. They're now 1-1, so I'm glad they're not part of that 0-2 teams that are going downhill. So, but man, isn't it weird that Jack Cohen can lead a team downfield and score, but yet the Colts dropped him? Indy, ain't that weird? Huh.
No. Hold on, because you got to remember that it is the XFL still. They do not have as many people that are at NFL talents in that league. The XFL does look very competitive, and it is because of the mediocrity of all the players.
Well, really, where I'm trying to
together.
get at, though, is that Jack Cohen looks like he can read a defense better than Ellinger, Matt Ryan, Nick Foles. Like, come on. And the O-line looks better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that you're not wrong there. He definitely looks good on that offense, and he's got a couple weapons that he can pass to on that offense as well, though. One of those players I seen was Alize Mack.
Mm-hmm.
He had a really nice touchdown in there, but he also had a couple other surprising catches that it looked like he might not have came away with, and really, if he didn't, it was one of those that you was like, I mean, he probably shouldn't have caught that anyway. But he came down with them anyway.
Yeah, I was seeing in the game that Jack Cohen was targeting the tight ends a lot, so I feel like it's going to be a QB tight end most of the time in the games. Which, I mean, good check down pass is always good. But also, having tall tight ends work out too as well. So
yeah, and both of their tight ends are big, strong, and tall, dude.
Yeah.
They're getting over anybody that tries to defend them as long as they just jump a little bit, it looks like, man.
Yeah, I gotta ask you, and with the fans that are watching the XFL, which team do you think is worse, the Guardians or the Vipers?
I gotta go with the Guardians, and the only reason I say that is because of their own coach, Terrell Buckley. He's not happy with their team's performance of Sunday at all.
I wouldn't be either. There was too many mistakes, especially the block punt.
Yeah, I mean, they was interviewing him on the sidelines, and he was talking about how they needed completely new guys there, maybe even new guys in their staffing, because it seemed like they just didn't want to be there. They didn't want to compete. I seen a couple clips throughout the game, and he reminded me of I can't remember exactly who it was now, but he was nope, I lost it. Never mind.
Do you remember the team?
Nope.
Oh well. I'm sure once it gets back, we can post it on there or something. But yeah, I just definitely seen a lot of mistakes going on with the Guardians. Another mistake was like miscommunication with the quarterback and wide receiver, where the dude like went down, checked back, but the quarterback overthrew for a pick. And I was like, dude.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely a lot of miscommunication with the quarterback, but one point where the communication was very clear is when the quarterback Francois got so frustrated, he told his team to shut up.
Oh, I seen that.
Just listen.
I actually seen it because somebody else was trying to call a play while he was calling a play.
Yep.
But I'd say the only thing that went good for the Guardians was that run by the running back.
Yeah, I seen that one really good run that they had there, and that
then
was about it.
They're like one touchdown I seen.
Yeah, it was about a 20-yard touchdown pass, I think. Paxton Lynch looked decent, but I mean, he came out of the game. They tried to play a different quarterback. They ended up putting Paxton Lynch back in. It seems like they're a little bit confused on what they want to do.
All right, so let's hop into this next game, man. I'm really glad this was like the last game because honestly, it's the Roughnecks versus the Renegades. Man, the last week Roughnecks had a great game, and with this game, I was expecting them to do the same. Which I mean, they still came out with a dub, but I feel like they've had to fight harder for this one a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they did come away with the win, but I think that their team all around looked a little bit shakier this week than what it did last week. William Likely, almost to start the game, he almost had the first punt return of the XFL season.
And then
they stopped him a few yards short, but he was close. I mean, he went on to really mess up the other punt return and kick returns.
Yeah.
But he tried.
But we're not gonna throw him down because he almost did get the first punt return.
He almost did.
But honestly, dude, the Roughnecks are looking great. They're looking nice. They're looking like that team. Like, they're going the distance. They're going to the ship. Like, they're gonna be that team. Like, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, looking back to the 2020 season, it looks like the same Roughnecks that played in that season, they went 8-0 in the 2020 season. So technically, if you want to combine their record from then, they're now 10-0, like all throughout the XFL from 2020 to 2023. I'm waiting on the Houston Texans to swap all the players for the Roughnecks and then just keep Damian Pierce.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they decide to keep Brandon Cooks too, change the coaching staff too, because obviously that coaching staff is doing something with it too.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely working with those players,
and
they're making them develop what seems to be even beyond what they were in college or when they tried for the league.
Now, back to when I said they looked like they had to not really fight for it, but, struggled a little bit. In the middle of the game, it's where the Renegades started, going positive yards, getting a touchdown. I want to congratulate the Roughnecks, man, for, they had the heart for this game. They did not give up once. They went out and played, I don't know the term I'm looking for right now, but, yeah, they went out and just played their heart out. So, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But, yeah, man, congrats to them for not giving up and just letting, the positive vibes of the Renegades scoring and everything put them down. They was like, no, we're going 2-0.
Yeah, and, I was kind of surprised that the Renegades got that those positive vibes going. Because, how do you start a game like that, man? The first pass intercepted?
They was probably like, we shouldn't be the third team to look this bad.
Yeah, no kidding.
Don't want to join that train.
I'm not going to say that it was Plitt's problem entirely because he definitely needs more time in the pocket. I mean, they got him running around with his neck cut off.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, there's certain balls that you should just never throw.
Right. One other side note before we wrap this up, man. One side note is that currently there are now 3 undefeated teams. Defenders, the Battlehawks, and the Roughnecks. Which ones do you think out of week 3 are going to go 2-1?
I think that the Roughnecks might see their first loss next week.
I might see the Defenders going on that one.
I could see the Defenders losing as well. They've both had shaky weeks in week 2, and I mean the Defenders played shaky in week 1 as well.
You got probably. You got anything else you want to say to the fans about XFL?
I mean, there was a little bit of news that I heard. I mean, there's some good, some bad, So, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and get it all out. But the Las Vegas game, we finally seen the stadium that they was playing in. Some people might have seen the Vegas kicker who was trying to kick the ball and slip. He was trying to kick a field goal, and he completely missed, slipped right up under the turf.
Not too sure, but I was going to make a comment, but I got to know for sure before, I bash on this guy. But is that turf that they're playing on?
Well, okay, see, it isn't actual turf to my knowledge. However, it was originally an old AAA baseball field with dead grass on it that they literally spray painted before the game.
Really?
Yeah, so you got that green paint all over the field to make the grass look alive, and now it starts raining. That's a terrible combination, if you ask me. Uh, a side note from that, totally apart. The XFL and the Under Armour, they agreed to a deal, to a multi-year deal, kind of hinting towards the XFL being around for longer than just one season this time, as becoming the official jersey makers of the XFL for seasons to come, the football maker and side apparel.
Well, I mean, I've talked to a couple guys about the XFL, and they're like, I just can't get into it. I'm just like, I get it. It's not the NFL. It's not, people you're used to knowing. It's not, this team you're rooting for, but think about it like when the Colts came here. We didn't have a team to root for at first, So, like, when the Colts came here, it was different. Yeah. So, you got to think about it like that. Like, if you guys aren't into the XFL, try to get into it. Watch a few more games. Get to know the players. Just flip a coin or something on between two teams that you might want to root for, and just carry on like I did. I just went with Brahma Bulls. I went with that because I grew up as a WWE fan. Knowing The Rock, and he was known as the Brahma Bull. So I was like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna take the Brahma Bulls all the way.
Yeah, I mean, kind of speaking of interest and trying to get other fans interested into it. Another thing that I've seen is viewership numbers have declined from week 1 to week 2 after they had already started 50% lower than the 2020 opening season. So as of right now, it's not looking the best for the XFL's future. However, it isn't looking bad either. If they can maintain the amount of views they are getting now until the end of the season, all the way through, and maybe even continuously grow a little bit, they should be completely fine. A couple other things did come to light. Obviously, it's a smaller league, so they don't have that much money, which is also why people are so worried about whether the XFL is going to keep continuing. And that's probably also kind of why people don't necessarily want to get into it. Why would they want to go watch football and get in tune with a team that might only be here for a year or two and then be done? But, I mean, they seem to be budgeting right to keep the league going. They got it all strategically working out where it's all centered in one place, which I think is Arlington, if I'm correct. And then all the stadiums are kind of surrounding it. And all the teams, whenever you go to your game, they fly on the plane together, the opposing teams. I couldn't imagine that. Could you imagine losing the game a couple years from now and Kirk Cousins just won against you and he's got his shirt off, chains on, just celebrating. You're in the back of the plane just watching him
Yeah, I couldn't imagine it, dude. Could you imagine that many people, though, on a plane?
Well, I mean, they do got really big planes.
They do,
dog.
But
I don't think that's that many.
I mean, just imagine the tension going going down the aisle and you just feel it.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be a long bathroom walk if you was the losing team at the front of the plane and you had to go all the way to the back.
Oh, dude, imagine if the winning team got coach and the losing team had to,
they had to fly. Wait, whoa.
Did I have that backwards?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's first class is... Okay, winning team gets first class, and then losing team had to fly coach, and say that you gotta walk to the bathroom in the back.
Dog, I have honestly, dude, I've flown twice in my life. I don't even know what coach is. I know it's a purse.
That's fair.
It's about all I know.
Oh man. Honestly, guys, if you haven't gotten into the XFL, that's why we're here to give you guys reviews and everything. So just make sure that if you are watching this or you are wanting to become a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button. But and if you guys didn't catch that, our cameraman, he's got a good idea coming up. We are going to be taking this down over the weekend, and there will be a new background coming up. So if you guys want to see that, as I said, hit the subscribe button and that notification button for our new upcoming video where we will talk about the XFL Week 3. Justin, close us out with the social medias.
Make sure to go follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Ballin' with the Boys.
We out.
Ballin'.